Copywriting is arguably the most important skill you should learn in your professional life. Indeed, good copy not only helps you convince and build trust, but also create an emotional connection. In this video, I will show you how you can use ChatGPT to improve your writing. Let's go. Hey, what's up everyone? Ronnie here. Welcome back to our channel. It's always a pleasure to spend some time with you. This is the place where we discuss Canva, but also all of the AI tools that will make you a better content creator. Today we'll talk about copywriting and how ChatGPT can help you become a better copywriter. I have prepared a little Canva presentation for you. I will show you in a minute how you can access that presentation, but basically it carries all the prompts that I'm going to be using today. So without further ado, let's jump into ChatGPT and start discovering these prompts to make you a better writer. All right, let's start with the prompt that will help you simplify a complex sentence, okay? You want to make sure everybody can understand your writing, and therefore you need to keep it simple, right? So I have this prompt right here, and it goes like this. Rephrase this so that an X-year-old can understand this sentence. And obviously, depending on what kind of audience you're writing for, you will play with this X variable. Okay, so maybe it could be rephrase this so a 15-year-old can understand this sentence. Or you could replace 15-year-old for a third grader or fourth grader or a senior year student. It's really up to you. So let me show you how to use this prompt. So first, I'm going to copy it from here and then head over ChatGPT right here. I'm going to be using GPT-4 just because I can, but this will obviously work with GPT 3.5 as well. So I'm going to just start by pasting my sentence here. And let's say a 10-year-old, okay? And now I need my sentence, obviously. So I'm going to paste it right here. And I'm going to put my sentence in between these quotation marks. So it understands, ChatGPT understands that is the sentence it needs to rework. So it goes like this. Rephrase this so a 10-year-old can understand this sentence. And then I have a quite complex sentence that goes like this. I'm going to read it to you quickly. Factors like bias in training data and potential misuse of synthetic media generated by NLP systems raise important ethical considerations. Overall, responsible NLP will be crucial for integrating these transformative technologies into daily life. So that is not a sentence a 10-year-old would understand. I barely understand it. So yeah, let's simplify this. So let's see what ChatGPT comes up with after I use that prompt. So here is ChatGPT's answer. Okay, let's break this down for a 10-year-old. Sometimes the information we use to teach computers can have mistakes or show favoritism. And when computers create fake videos or sounds, people might use them in bad ways. So it's really important to use computer language tools the right way, especially if we want to safely use these cool new tools in our everyday lives. So I think this did a great job at simplifying my sentence so that a 10-year-old, I don't know if a 10-year-old would understand favoritism, but the rest of the sentence was pretty clear to me. Now I understand what bias means, and I understand why we need to pay attention to using these AI generative tools in an ethical way. So that was my first prompt. I do have a couple of alternatives to this prompt for simplifying your sentences. And the first one goes like this. Rewrite that sentence in layman's terms. Okay, layman is like people who are not an expert in anything, just like regular people. The second alternative you could try if you want to is make this sentence easier to understand for a non-expert. So these two alternatives will also give me simplified sentences, but I have to say that I prefer the first one, the one I showed you in action, because I can actually control the level of complexity of the sentence by adjusting the age of the potential listener, the potential reader of that sentence. All right, guys, let's move on to the second prompt. This one will either help you make a sentence more formal or less formal. All right, so let's start with the less formal. Okay, the prompt goes like this. Transform this technical sentence into a casual explanation. So again, I'm going to copy this prompt, bring it to ChatGPT, and then we'll be using an example. Okay, so I do have this conversation right here. You know what? I'm just going to continue my exploration of the prompts in the same conversation. So transform this technical sentence into a casual explanation. And then again, using my quotation mark, I'm gonna paste my block of text right here. So let's discover this text together. A bit of context, it was me writing a reply to a brand who reached out to us via email to potentially create a sponsored video on our channel. So my initial answer was something like this. We truly value your interest and recognize the importance of the dedicated video for your company. Be assured we are committed to delivering top-notch quality that resonates with our audience and do our best to promote your product in our video. All right, so that was a quite formal answer, and I do believe I did use ChatGPT to make that quite corporate sounding. So now I want to make this more casual, more like a conversation. So let's see what our prompt can do with this sentence. All right, let's make it casual. Hey there, we're super excited you are thinking of making a video with us. We promise to make it awesome and do our best to show off your product in a way that our viewers will love. That was neat, that was clean. I think I could use that and actually like that much better than the previous sentence. It just sounds friendlier, in my opinion. All right, so that was my prompt to make any sentence, any complex, complicated, formal sentence less formal. A couple of alternatives to this prompt could be rewrite this formal sentence in a conversational tone, or make this sentence sound less stiff and more friendly. So these are two alternatives. I like the first one better, and that's why I showed you this one. And guys, if you want to use this prompt, there's no need to screenshot the prompts as they come on screen. I will have them all gathered in a Canva document, and the link will be in the description for you. I just want to make your life easy, you to follow this video and see how I use the prompt. Don't worry too much about how to get the prompt because they will be in that Canva document. All right, that being said, let's see how we can make a sentence more formal this time. So to make it more formal, I have this one prompt right here. Make this sentence sound more appropriate for a work environment, and then you paste your sentence. Okay, so again, we are going to copy this, jump back to ChatGPT, and I will paste my new block of text right here. So again, a little bit of context here. This piece of text that I just pasted here comes from a new course I am writing about ChatGPT, like an introduction course to ChatGPT I am working on, and yeah, so this comes from there. The text goes like this. It is quite informal. I want to make this a bit more formal, more appropriate for a work environment. So here's the text. So if you want to get the most out of these chatbots, you got to learn how to have a conversation with them. Ask questions, give examples, refine your instructions, keep that dialogue going. The more you chat back and forth, the better your result will be. Trust me, folks, it's so worth it. Once you get the hang of it, you will be prompting like a pro in no time. Okay, so this text is pretty good. It's pretty appropriate for me delivering this to my students in my online courses. If you have taken any of my courses, you know this is kind of the tone of voice I use. All right, so I want to make this a bit more professional, okay? So let's see what the prompt can do. All right, ChatGPT is done with the answer here. Here's a more work-appropriate version. To optimize the use of these chatbots, it's essential to understand effective communication with them. Engage in meaningful interaction by asking questions, providing examples, and refining your instructions. The more in-depth the conversation, the better the results. With practice, you will master the technique quickly and efficiently. And indeed, this is way more professional. It's not too formal, it's not too technical, it's just the right amount of formality for the workplace. So yeah, well done, I like it. And talking about liking, if you are enjoying this video, if you find it useful, this video or any of our videos, give us a like. This will just take you a second. For us, YouTubers, it makes a big difference. So yeah, we would highly appreciate that little thumbs up that will push the video to more people. All right, let's continue discovering these prompts to make you a better writer. And we are already at prompt number 3. This one prompt will help you improve the readability and the flow of whatever you're writing. And the prompt goes like this. Edit this text for grammar, legibility, and better flow. It needs to be easy to understand. Okay, I'm giving ChatGPT the goal, like my end goal here. And then I want to go one step further and ask ChatGPT to let me know what changes have been done and why it has decided to make these changes. So I can also learn in the process of, yeah, what should I do to write better the next time? So the second part of the prompt goes like this. Show me what you edited by bolding it and explain why you decided to make these improvements. So let's come back to our chat right here and test this prompt. Okay, so edit this text for grammar, legibility, and better flow. It needs to be easy to understand. So now I need some text, obviously, so let's use this one, still from the ChatGPT introduction course that I'm writing. It goes like this. Let's use this lecture to get familiar with the technique of iterative prompting. For that, we are going to need an example or a task for ChatGPT. So let's say I want to write an email to my boss, Jerry, to let him know I can't come to work today because I'm sick. I probably shouldn't have eaten these salmon nigiris I found on the kitchen table last night. Okay, so that's the prompt. Let's see how ChatGPT can help me tighten this sentence, can help me format and edit this sentence for better legibility because it's quite long. So I'm curious to see how it's going to be edited. So here is the edited version with the changes bolded. So that's great. I can learn from what ChatGPT is showing me here. All right, so let's start by reading the edited version. Let's use this lecture as an opportunity to get familiar with the technique of iterative prompting. To do this, we are going to need an example or a task for ChatGPT. Let's say I want to ask it to write an email to my boss, Jerry, to let him know I can't come to work today because I'm sick. I suspect it was those salmon nigiris I found on the kitchen counter last night. So, a couple of changes indeed. I globally think this is a better sentence, and what follows is an explanation of the 5 changes, the 5 edits that ChatGPT made. I'm not going to read all of them. I'm going to read the first 2, for example. So the first one, I changed use this lecture to use this lecture as an opportunity. This provides better flow and context for why the lecture is being conducted. Okay, let's use another one, maybe point 4. I removed the brackets around Jerry and made it comma, Jerry, comma. It improves the readability and gives a smoother flow. So yeah, I think these 5 points are quite relevant. My sentence is globally improved. I felt that when I was reading it. And I like that I am learning by reading the explanations, like why these edits have been made. So this is a neat little trick. When you use ChatGPT in general, I would recommend that you ask it to explain the steps, or you ask it to really break down the decision it made for anything it rewrites or generates. That is something I like doing. And if you want this to be easier to comprehend, like ask ChatGPT to bold whatever is changing or alternating in your original text. All right, so that prompt helped me edit or improve any piece of text I feed it, right? A couple of alternatives to this longer prompt. You could use something like rewrite this sentence for better flow, or you could say something like rearrange this sentence to make it easier to follow. Okay, that's when you have a long sentence like I did. Rearrange this sentence to make it easier to follow could very well do the job for you. You won't be learning from the steps like we did in the first prompt, but it's really up to you and really how long you have. Maybe you don't want to do this whole process of learning for every single piece of text you want to edit. What else can I say about this prompt? Well, you can obviously also use this for emails. Like you could just improve your emails by using this same prompt. Me, I use this pretty much all the time. When I write courses, I use this a lot. It really helps me tighten my sentences and make them easier to understand. All right, moving on to the next prompt, guys. Prompt number 4, choosing the right words. So this one is mostly about finding synonyms, finding better ways or finding alternative ways of saying the same thing, like keeping the same meaning. Could be that you're writing a sentence and you're repeating the same word, or you're just using words that are not the most appropriate words. So I have come up with this prompt right here. Give me a list of synonyms to replace the word X in the following sentence and help me choose the most appropriate one. Okay, so here again, kind of like asking ChatGPT to show me the behind the scene. I want it to give me a list of synonyms, but also to help me choose the most appropriate one. So let's try this prompt. So let's come back to ChatGPT and paste this prompt. So obviously now I need a sentence and I need to replace a word in that sentence. So again, this is taken from the course I am writing. The sentence goes like this. Let me put some quotation marks here. Okay, so if we want to understand how ChatGPT ChatGPT works, we have to learn about large language models, LLMs, and how they work. That's what this lecture is about. Okay, so you see what's going on here, how ChatGPT works, how the LLM work. So repetition of the word work. Okay, so I'm going to say, give me a list of synonyms to replace the word work in the following sentence and help me choose the most appropriate one. Let's run this prompt. All right, so it started like this. Synonyms for work in the context provided: functions, operates, behaves, performs, acts, and runs. And then it says, considering the context of the sentence and to avoid redundancy, I would suggest functions or operates as the most suitable replacement. Using functions would provide a clear understanding of how ChatGPT operates. So then he rewrites the sentence using the synonym. If we want to understand how ChatGPT functions, we have to learn about large language models, LLMs, and how they work. That's what this lecture is about. Okay, I like that. So it decided to use functions, give me a little bit of explanation, and I have a list of 6 synonyms right here I could choose from. So this prompt also works like a charm. I like that it gives me a little bit of explanation so I can also learn along the way. All right, so let's quickly have a look at some alternative prompts for synonyms. An alternative could be suggest some alternative ways to express this sentence, and you paste your sentence. Or choose the appropriate synonyms to avoid any repetition in this sentence, and then you paste your sentence. All right, let's continue moving forward here. We have 2 more prompts to go. This one is about elevating your writing style, like bringing your writing to the next level. Let's discover the prompt. Prompt goes like this: elevate this paragraph with a colorful metaphor, a vivid analogy, or an imaginative comparison. The goal is to convey the same ideas in a more relatable and lively way. Okay, so maybe you have something quite plain, quite boring, quite non-interesting that you have written, and you want to make this better by injecting some life into it. So let's try this. I'm going to start by pasting the prompt right here and pasting my sentence in between the quotation marks. And the sentence goes like this: engaging with an AI should be iterative and responsive. Okay, very simple, very straightforward sentence. Let's see how ChatGPT can help me inject some more fantasy into this. All right, so there you go. Dancing with an AI is like a tango. It requires both partners to be responsive, moving step by step, learning and adjusting to each other's rhythm. Each iteration is a step, each response is a beat, culminating in a harmonious performance. All right, so that might not be for everyone. That might be maybe too illustrative for the context of a course. So I might keep the comparison of using or chatting with ChatGPT to dancing a tango, but I don't know if I need that level of detail. So I could just combine this with like one of the previous prompts we did use, maybe to simplify this, to say it in another way. But the comparison to the tango is pretty good. And if you're not happy, you can always ask it, so give me more alternatives. Yeah, and it will just give you more using the same command that you already gave it. Certainly, here are some more creative renditions of your original sentence. Interacting with an AI is like molding clay. You shape, respond, and refine repeatedly until you craft the perfect sculpture, etc., etc. You have 5 different comparison metaphors right here of what chatting with ChatGPT might look like. All right, great. We have 2 alternatives to this elevate prompt. You could say something like, find the right example to illustrate this sentence, or I need this passage to be more captivating. How could you rephrase it? So these are 2 other prompts you could use to ask ChatGPT to be a little bit more creative with your writing. All right, I kept the best one for the end. This is by far my favorite prompt of this episode, guys, so pay attention. I probably should have started with this one. But hey, this is your reward for sticking along with me until the end of this video. So this prompt is called Get Feedback from the Best. All right, so this is a prompt I invented, and the prompt goes like this. Here is the title of my next piece of content. You can swap this for any piece of content, could be a blog post, a YouTube video, or an article article, a course, I want you to criticize this title and suggest ways to improve it as if you were an expert. And then you need to give a value for each of these two variables between the hooks, one for the piece of content, so piece of content equals like a blog post, YouTube video, online course, and the expert equals, I don't know, like anyone. It could be anyone who is an expert at what you are trying to write. So I'm really looking forward to try this one, and I'm gonna paste the prompt with the values already all filled up, okay? So it goes like this. Here is the title of my next YouTube video. So I replace piece of content by YouTube video. I want you to criticize this title and suggest ways to improve it as if you were Mr. Beast. Obviously, Mr. Beast is the most famous YouTuber on the planet, so who else than the king, Mr. Beast, to give me some piece of advice on how to improve my YouTube title. And the title I would like Mr. Beast to help me improve is this one, like this video. So 7 ChatGPT prompts to improve your everyday writing. That was the original title I had thought out. So let's see what Mr. Beast says. I really like this prompt because you can really pretty much get feedback from the best of the best. Like it could be someone who's alive, someone who is not in this world anymore. You could talk to Plato, you could talk to Elon Musk, you could talk to anyone really, as long as it is famous enough so that ChatGPT knows about that person. And it's also better that that person became famous before the knowledge cutoff of September 2021, which is ChatGPT's knowledge cutoff. All right, so the answer here. All right, channeling my inner Mr. Beast. Hey, that's a neat title, but let's make it pop more. When I title my videos, I aim to make them catchy and straightforward, while still piquing curiosity. So your title is clear, but let's try to add some excitement. The current title is 7 ChatGPT prompts to improve your everyday writing. My suggestion, boost your writing instantly with these 7 ChatGPT tricks. Why this works? Well, boost your writing instantly is more actionable and promises an immediate benefit. And tricks can be more appealing to a general audience compared to prompts. It feels more casual and approachable and also makes the viewer curious about what those tricks might be. Okay, so that's pretty good. Like boost your writing instantly with these 7 ChatGPT tricks. I need to add this one to the list because when I create a video, I brainstorm different titles, use AI to improve these titles, and I might create a video about this if you're interested in knowing like what's the behind the scene of this YouTube channel. How do we use AI to brainstorm our titles? So let me know in the comments if you would be interested in me making a video about how I use AI to optimize my video titles. Anyway, I think the chat with Mr. Beast was a success. I am tempted to try it with another famous person, so let's give this one last try. This one I want to call my good old friend Seth Godin. All right, so here is the title of my next blog post for LinkedIn. I want you to criticize this title and suggest ways to improve it as if you were Seth Godin. The title, 7 ChatGPT prompts to improve your everyday writing. So the same title, but this time it's not a YouTube video title. It's not Mr. Beast, it's a blog post and it's Seth Godin. Seth Godin, who has been writing blog posts every day since forever. So let's go ahead and see. All right, channeling the insightful perspective of Seth Godin. The title you've provided is functional and gets the point across. However, when we think about LinkedIn, a platform of professional thinkers and individuals looking to grow, it might benefit from a title that hints at a deeper transformation or value. Okay, that's interesting. Current title, 7 ChatGPT prompts to improve your everyday writing. Seth inspired suggestion, elevate your words, 7 ChatGPT insights to transform your daily writing. Okay, that's pretty good. The title is longer here, but it doesn't matter because we're not talking about a YouTube video anymore. So it captured that essence. It understood that a longer title might be okay for a LinkedIn article. So here's the rationale. Elevate your words immediately conveys the idea of self-improvement and growth, capturing the attention of professionals eager to refine their skills. Replacing prompts with insights adds depth and suggests that there is more than just surface level information, and transform promises a significant change, which can draw in readers looking for substantial improvement in their writing. All right, I think I'm gonna leave it here for today, guys. These were my 7 prompts to make you a better writer, better copywriter. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm gonna leave you with our playlist of generative AI tools. So there is a bunch of gems times like this one in the playlist, so make sure you check it out. Also, make sure you download the Canva document with all these prompts, link in the description. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.